Welcome to The Checkout. We catch up with previous Add to Cart guests and ask them 5 quick questions to get to know them better and leave you with a little extra inspiration to get through your Friday. Here's your host, Bushy.
Today's checkout features Emilio Murphy, head of paid media at Muscle Nation, the community and culture-driven fitness brand. Before that, Emilio spent 3.5 years at hypergrowth startup HiSmile, helping them conquer the teeth whitening sector. Emilio, we have had such a great conversation around nerding out on all things paid media on our main episode, but we're here to learn a little bit more about you. I've got 5 quick questions for you. Number 1, what's the weirdest thing that you've ever bought online?
I don't want to say bought because it sounds a bit weird, but during COVID, I'd actually adopted a cat during COVID.
Ah.
So it was a really weird experience because I couldn't go to the shelter or I couldn't go to meet him for the first time. So it was really weird. It was like a Zoom intro. It's really, really strange.
Oh, that's cool. What'd you get?
I just got a little domestic kind of medium hair. He was just a little kind of street cat that found his way into a shelter. So It was cool. It was a really fun kind of experience, but it was really weird. So when people ask me, like, what's the weirdest thing you ever bought? It's like, yeah, probably him.
That is the weirdest. Yeah, that's a good one. All right. Wasn't it funny now, looking back? It feels like we've got enough distance from COVID to go, oh, yeah, some of those things we did then was a bit weird, but it felt right at the time.
It's really strange.
Yeah. All right, number 2. Who is your favourite retailer?
I have a couple, but I think from an apparel side, I really love I Love Ugly.
Okay, yeah.
I bought so much of their stuff. It's dangerous. Whenever I get an I Love Ugly email, I know it's game over.
Because they're out of New Zealand, yeah?
Yeah, they're out of New Zealand.
Yeah, beautiful.
And then second of all, I really like a store called Alt Drop. Okay. For those who don't know what Alt Drop are, they're a kind of a specialty kind of coffee website. So instead of traditionally going to kind of local cafes and kind of being constricted of who supplies beans to your local cafes, you can jump on the website and just order like specialty coffee beans from Melbourne or different cafes around Australia. But it's a really cool way to kind of, I guess, taste different coffee.
Okay. Alt Drop, A-L-T drop?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, good recommendations. Who do you think's nailing it from a paid media perspective? Who do you go, oh, if I could just look into their accounts, I would love to know what's going on?
Oh, that's a good question. I always look to ones like July.
Yep.
July always does so well. They always seem to hit me just before I'm about to go away. So I don't know how they're doing it, but it's shocking. Every time I'm about to go away, I'm like, yeah, July hit me up. It's like, damn it. Maybe I do need a new piece of luggage.
Oh, Ethan and Zoe will love hearing that. All right, number 3. Which e-commerce practice do you wish was history?
Pop-ups.
Yeah.
I hate pop-ups.
Don't work.
Man, like sometimes they do well for like giveaways and things like that. But I know when I'm on a website and I'm mid-scroll and something pops up and I have to, as lazy as it sounds, having to just redirect my thumb and just closing the pop-up. It's so annoying. I would be happy if they just all replaced it with a banner and it'd be fine. It'd be good.
What about when it comes to managing paid media campaigns? Is there something in there that you go, I just wish this would stop being a thing?
I think the onus on doubling down all the time on budgets, I think it's about, it sounds like catch-22 and it sounds like a good problem to have, being too successful sometimes. Sometimes it's a bad issue because sometimes it's harder to predict kind of stock levels and sometimes you have like a really good product that you want to preserve. For example, I know for us, say protein water does really well and then we want to ensure that we have enough protein water to get us through until kind of Black Friday period. Mm-hmm. So it's more about maintenance as opposed to doubling down on those campaigns.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to have much sympathy from listeners on that one, though. All right, number 4. Can you recommend a book or a podcast that our listeners should immediately get into?
So, funnily enough, as we were chatting on the main episode, going back to read kind of your uni textbooks, I think I've been reading this consumer behavior textbook from Solomon. Solomon's godfather of everything marketing, right? Mm-hmm. So I think it's called Buying, Having, and I can't remember what it's called. I think it's Buying, Having by Solomon, but it's amazing. It's a consumer psychology textbook that you read in your first year of uni, but there are so many key practices in there and so many takeaways that I feel that I can apply now that I've had, sufficient, I guess, practical experience.
Yeah, and your tip in the main episode around going back and looking at some of those textbooks that you might have studied without the benefit of the experience that you've now got is actually a really good one. And it might not be textbooks, it might be books that you read really early on in your career journey, but now you're looking at them through a whole new lens. I think that's a great tip. Last question I've got for you. Finish this sentence. The future of retail is?
I think the future of retail is nano influencers. As we kind of move towards a world of anybody can become viral, anybody can be discovered, I think the smaller influencers will be, the most important. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, as we move towards a platforms that are more shoppable from checkout on platform, I think those nano influencers are going to explode. But I think brands need to look at it in a way that these nano influencers aren't always going to drive conversion on the front end. Their posts aren't always going to sell. But it's about finding nano influencers that you're able to collaborate with, have long-term commitments with, and long-term relationships with that produce really good creative that you're able to reuse through the most important parts of the year or just as evergreen campaigns.
Okay. In your eyes, what's a nano influencer? How big's their influence?
Sub 1,000.
Oh, that is very nano.
Yeah, okay. Tiny.
Tiny. And then, but if they're really good, they're going to explode out of that pretty quickly, right?
Yeah, exactly. And if you're able to create like a really good relationships with these really early on, I recommend using things like every platform's got its own like kind of creator marketplace. So Facebook, I think it's called Collaboration Center. And then TikTok's got TikTok Creator Marketplace. Yep. So using those and then using those to connect with kind of content creators or influencers and using that to really connect with them and then opening up those relationships and really nurturing those relationships and understanding these content creators are popular for a reason and they get their engagement they do for a reason. Yep. So don't give them such a strict brief. Give them talking points and you're attracted to them because of the way they did the creative. So let them do the creative in the way that attracted you.
Catch them early and then let them go.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Emilio, thank you for joining us on The Checkout.
Awesome. Thanks, Nathan.
To hear more from Emilio, jump back into episode 345, where Emilio gives us all his tips. He is very, very generous, plus the channels and formats he sees as essential for success in paid media and e-commerce. He reveals the most important lever in his advertising arsenal and shares his predictions for the future of search. Thanks for listening, and until next time, keep adding to cart.